Hello and good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us for the fall 2023 University of Maryland School of Nursing Open House. I am going to just put up some housekeeping rules just so everyone can see. Just to please mute your microphones, use the chat feature for any questions that you may have. We encourage participation, and we do have a Slido QR code that I will show in a brief moment, just for you to be able to ask any questions for our student panel. And then also hold any admissions related questions for the end at our Q&A, and also hold any questions that you may have specifically for your specialty or faculty member for your specialty for our breakout sessions. So in the meantime, I am going to put up the Slido QR code. So just in case you did not get a chance to see our email that we sent out, I believe yesterday, to ask any questions or present any questions, this will be your time to do so while we do wait for us to start. All right. So that is the QR code, but we do, if you have to go onto the Slido website, the code is also there that you can enter in if you do have any last minute questions. But I am going to begin. So once again, good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us for our fall 2023 University of Maryland School of Nursing Graduate Open House. My name is Nataki McDade. I am the Assistant Director of Graduate Admissions here at the School of Nursing, and I will be your host this evening. Once again, just a few housekeeping rules before we begin. Please try your best to do the following. Please mute your microphones to reduce the amount of feedback and background noise. Please use the chat for any questions you may have until our Q&A session. In the meantime, one of our admissions representatives will answer them in the chat. And just be ready to ask your faculty member any questions you may have about the specialty you are interested in once we go into our breakout groups. So with all that started, let's begin. First, I would like to introduce our Associate Dean for Student and Academic Services, Dr. Jennifer Shum.
Thank you, Nataki. Good evening, everyone. And I'm going to welcome you again. I'm glad I have this opportunity. For those of you who are here interested in our MSN, our DNP, PhD, or certificates, you are in the right place. So we have a program tonight, and we hope you get a chance to hear why we believe University of Maryland School of Nursing is the place to advance your career. And we hope we can answer those questions for you. A couple of things. We know that you all are here because you're driven. You want to make a difference. You may want to advance in your career. You want to advance in your leadership. You really want to make some changes in healthcare and your practice that you hope to see. So if that sounds like you are in the right place. So a couple of reasons why we think the School of Nursing here at University of Maryland is the place for you. And there's a reason that our programs are consistently ranked. And one of those is our faculty that you'll have a chance to meet tonight. Not just their scholarship, their experience, but most importantly, their mentoring of you during your program. Secondly, we are so blessed to be in this location with Baltimore and proximity to DC in this region. Our Shady Grove campus, if anyone is interested in our FNP program there, and our connections with regional healthcare systems is just unmatched. We also are excited to provide financial opportunities for you through teaching assistants, research assistantships, but also our school scholarships through merit and donor funds. You are going to get a chance tonight to hear from some students who will be peers in your program and get to hear about their experiences and what they have to say about the program. Last but not least, we are excited to highlight our staff. So we are the Student Affairs Division. So thank you to our admissions and scholarships for putting together this event tonight. Also in our Student Affairs Division is our registration and student placements. So of course, all of your enrollment needs and concerns, but also your compliance and all of your placements and projects and practicum. And finally, our academic and career success, here to support your career development, academic support, or if you even just need any success coaching, someone to talk to. So thank you, thank you. Oh, the last thing I will mention about UMB is you are kind of considering programs, the School of Nursing. We're a really unique institution in that we are wholly graduate and professional. So all of our resources are designed for graduate professional students. So for example, our counseling center, our writing support, all of this is designed for you as a graduate professional student. So thank you for giving your time to us tonight. And I'm going to turn it back over to Nataki. Thank you all for joining us.
Thank you, Dr. Shum. Appreciate it. Next, I would like to introduce our Director of Admissions and Student Scholarships, Sheena Jackson.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, everyone. My name is Sheena Jackson. I am the Director of Admissions and Student Scholarships here. So first and foremost, I just want to thank you for being here tonight. And this demonstrates a commitment to you wanting to pursue graduate education. And as Dr. Shum has said, we have 7 different DNP specialties that will be represented tonight. We have 3 master specialties, and we also have our certificate programs as well. You will get a chance to hear from our current and alumni student panel, as well as our admissions office by doing an applying one-on-one presentation. And lastly, we will also have our student financial advisor that will be speaking to us about how to finance your education. So again, my name is Sheena Jackson. I am here as a resource for you. Should you have any questions along the way, I am here on this journey with you to make it just a little bit easier. If you ever want to reach out to me, you can do so via email. I'll put my email address in the chat feature for you. If you'd like to take it down now, it is sheena.jackson@umaryland.edu. And I'm quite certain that if you just Google Sheena and then word nursing, my information may come up. You can also just reach us at our telephone, which is 410-706-0501, option number 2, and anyone will be able to connect you with me. Again, thank you so very much for attending tonight, and I hope you enjoy yourselves. Thank you, Nataki.
Thank you, Sheena. Appreciate that as well. Next, I would like to introduce a few of our directors and associate deans to speak with you all about our various graduate and doctoral level programs. For our pathways to advanced degrees, we have Dr. Veronica Quattrini, Senior Director of our DNP programs. We have Dr. Lori Edwards, Associate Dean of our Master of Science in Nursing programs, and Dr. Unshim Nam, Associate Dean of our PhD programs. So Dr. Quattrini, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Nataki. I hope everyone can hear me. My name is Dr. Veronica Quattrini, and I'm here to welcome you to the DNP program with Dr. Shannon Isaac, who is not here this evening because she's in clinical practice on Wednesdays. So she's the associate dean, I'm the senior director. And because we have such a large program, her and I split some of the responsibilities and some of the things we work together on. So you will be seeing both of us a lot. I recognize a lot of the names from our DNP chats that we host every month. So welcome, we're really glad to have you here this evening. And as Dr. Shum and Sheena had both already said, we're very, very happy to have you here this evening. And we are very proud of this school and this campus that we're on. We have so many different opportunities for our students, both here in the school, as well as with the campus and all of the different professional schools and the ability to work with the other students and other faculty in interprofessional relations. So one thing that I wanted to share about the DNP program is that this evening, you will be able to meet with different specialty directors. We have 8 different pathways in the DNP program. We have post-baccalaureate, that we've got the family nurse practitioner program that is housed both here in Baltimore as well as at the Shady Grove campus. We have adult acute care and clin spec. We have adult primary care. We have pediatric acute care, pediatric primary care, psych mental health, nurse anesthesia, and the neonatal nurse practitioner program, all post-baccalaureate. We also have postmasters, and you could do either pick a specialty or you can do the postmasters with no specialty. So you'll have the opportunity to meet all of our specialty directors this evening. And once again, thank you so much for joining us. And we hope that you learn a lot this evening and you come join us here at this wonderful school. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Quattrini. Next, I have Lori Edwards, our Associate Dean for our Masters of Science in Nursing programs.
So another welcome. I think I'm number 6 on the welcomes. You get to count how many welcomes you hear by the end of our session this evening. So I'm grateful to be here to share with you some information about the Masters of Science nursing programs. We have a few different ones that I will explain. As mentioned, I'm Dr. Lori Edwards, and I'm the Associate Dean for the Master's programs. And along with what Dr. Quattrini just shared with you around meeting with the individual representatives of each of these programs, you'll have the chance to do that in our latter session if you're interested in one of these particular programs. But let me explain them. This is more specific to people who are entering, seeking graduate education. We do have a graduate degree if you are a brand new want-to-be nurse person, entry into practice. Tonight's focus is on our graduate programs if you're already a nurse, but we at a master's level do have an entry into practice program. I just wanted to mention that. Our 3 Masters of Science programs are really fantastic, are like #1 in the country in these areas. And one of them I'll first begin with is our Health Systems Leadership and Management program. And so that is for individuals and nurses who are seeking to grow in their leadership and management competencies. And so that program is, again, nationally ranked as one of the top in the country with leading faculty, and a very valuable and wonderful and popular program. So our next leading program as well is our Master's in Nursing Informatics. And we have national leaders who are facilitating and leading in that program, and the faculty. And again, it's a really popular one. And both of those programs are all online. So there are ways that we facilitate your education in that way, strong online programs, as well as we facilitate practicum experiences. And we have people who are out of state taking those programs as well. The third program that I'm going to mention now is our Master's in Community and Public Health Nursing. And that program is a combination of some courses are online, and then the remaining courses are in person. And that program, for those who are particularly interested in advancing their careers in the specialty of public health nursing, that's again a wonderful direction to go with national leaders who are teaching in that program. I will make mention that with these free programs, there are also combination degrees available. So for anyone interested in the Health Systems Leadership and Management program, there's also a combination articulation program with an MBA program. So you can get a joint degree as an MSN and an MBA. And then with our Master's in Community Public Health Nursing, there's also a joint degree with the MSN and the MPH program. So you get a degree as a Master's of Science in Nursing, and also you would take courses in our School of Medicine has an MPH program, and you would get a joint degree. And then finally, I'll speak about our certificates, and we have 6 certificate programs. Just state their names, and you'll have a chance to meet with people from those programs in the latter session. We have a certificate in environmental health, certificate in global health, a certificate in care coordination, another one in substance use and addictions nursing, one in nursing informatics, and then one in teaching. And so those are also great options for individuals who are seeking to advance their careers through a certificate. You can also get certificates as part of your degree program. If you select that, it means an additional couple of courses to add to your plan of study. Again, these are all incredible programs, very exciting, very popular, and we hope that you find an interest in one of them and then come to us, because we are obviously, as said before, a great school and a great place to get your education and a wonderful campus to do that. So thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Edwards. We appreciate that overview of our master's programs. It appears as though Dr. Nam is not here at the moment, but she will be here for our breakout session. So if you are here to learn more about PhD, just wait for our breakout session so you can learn a bit more about that program. So next we are going to have our student and alumni panel. And I believe this will be hosted by Sheena. So Sheena, the floor is yours.
Hi, everyone. It's me again. So I am just taking a look. So if I look off screen, it's because I'm looking at the Slido to see if you guys perhaps sent any questions in for the panel. And it's not too late. So using that QR code or that link, you still have time. If they're Sorry, that's my Alexa in the background. So sorry about that. So if you still have time to enter those questions in, if you have not done so, but I don't see it at the moment. So we will start off by having each of the panelists introduce themselves. And Laura, I'm going to pick on you because you're first on my screen. So Laura O'Donovan, DNP, FNP, can you introduce yourselves today, please?
Sure. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, great. So my name's Laura O'Donovan. I graduated from University of Maryland in Baltimore in May of 2019, and I currently work in an outpatient orthopedics clinic. So that's what I'm doing now. And I've been there since 2019. I think I took my boards in July of 2019. So I think I officially started in September. So.
Thank you so much for that. Morgan, I see you next. Morgan, can you introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Morgan. Well, Carmody was my maiden name. I'm Blindberger now, but I am a DNP FNP student on the track to graduate in May of 2025.
Thank you for that, Morgan. Emily, I also see you today. Can you introduce yourself to the attendees as well?
Yes, hi. My name is Emily Kinley. I graduated in May of 2022 with my MSN. So I did the HSLM education focused program, and not currently working in that specific realm. I'm active duty Navy, but I kind of use my degree every day. So yeah.
Thanks, Emily. Hi, Peter. Peter, are you there? Can you introduce yourself to the attendees, please?
Hi, everyone. My name is Peter Blaine. I graduated last year in 2022 with my MSN in clinical informatics. Currently, I work as a product demonstrator and marketing solution specialist at an EHR vendor, and it's been very helpful to have that clinical informatics background whenever I'm in front of high-level executives, CEOs, CNOs, CFOs when I'm presenting my products.
Thank you so much, Peter. Hi, Victoria. Can you introduce yourself, please?
Sure, I go by Vicky. I'm Vicky Knowles. I graduated with my MSN all the way back in 2008. So I have been a practicing nurse practitioner for a hot minute. I got my PhD from University of Maryland School of Nursing in 2020 during the pandemic. I got lucky enough to graduate in July. I currently am the Director of Learning and Development for a telehealth company where I oversee clinical and non-clinical education. And I've held a variety of roles over the course of my career with the MSN and the PhD. I also am adjunct faculty at University of Maryland School of Nursing.
Thank you, Vicki. Thanks for sharing. And lastly, Carrie. Hi, Carrie. Can you introduce yourself to the attendees?
Hi, everybody. My name is Carrie Wheeler. I am a recent graduate this past spring from the DNP program, as well as a teaching certificate. I was in the acute care pediatrics program, and I am currently doing two jobs right now. I am working as the adolescent and young adult oncology nurse practitioner for the Children's Hospital of Orange County out in California. And I am also now teaching for Cal State San Marcos in their F&P program. So lots of things can happen from in a short period of time when you graduate.
All right. Thank you so much, Carrie. So it does not look like we have any questions from the audience, but that's okay, because I have some questions that I'd like to ask you guys today. And again, if you do find that you have questions for the panelists, you can submit them in the chat or via Slido. So the first question I'm actually going to ask Laura. Can you tell me how your UMB education impacted what you do today in your career?
Yeah, I think the education that we received, I think I forgot to mention, I did a family nurse practitioner. So dealing with people throughout their lifespan. And I think working in orthopedics, what I'm doing now is we see people in all ages. So you may have a 2-year-old walking in with a buckle fracture or a 95-year-old coming in with knee arthritis. So being able to kind of understand where everybody is in their kind of time of life is helpful. So I think having that background in a family nurse practitioner, education has been very helpful with my practice. I didn't get to, in my nursing career, when I used to work at University of Maryland, I'd never worked with kids. So working with kids has been kind of new for me. So I think having that background and doing FNP was actually very helpful.
It's amazing. Thank you so much for that. Emily, can you also answer to how your UMB education impacted what you do today?
Absolutely. So like I said, while I do not specifically work in, let's say, education in the realm of like working in the classroom or as a clinical instructor, I do educate every day on the job because I work with unlicensed assisted personnel, so Navy corpsmen, if anyone's familiar. And then I also am very involved in my hospital's staff education and training department. But I do think that my education at University of Maryland has actually prepared me very well to do those jobs. And then also just looking forward to the future. What I really enjoyed about the program was I got both the leadership and management aspect, but also the education aspect. That's actually exactly why I chose the University of Maryland. And I think that they did an incredible job in preparing me to be a leader in the healthcare system, as well as an educator either within a hospital or actually in a classroom, because I did my practicum at a local community college, which was incredible as well. So, yeah.
Thanks, Emily. And I'm going to go to Carrie by asking that question as well. Can you tell us how UMB education impacted what you do today in your career?
I would say a lot in a lot of different ways. So starting off on, I guess, the job side of things. So I've been working as a pediatric oncology nurse for a number of years. And that's what I was doing when I entered the program. I stayed PRN for the program, but was able to do my DNP project within my own clinic. And that DNP project really focused on using patient-reported outcomes and a nausea vomiting assessment tool to kind of help improve care and for chemotherapy-induced nausea vomiting for our patients. And in doing that project and going through the evidence-based practice courses and all the learning that we did and all the time and effort that you do to do a really good quality improvement project, it actually set me up for success in the long run, because now I've been able to kind of translate that into a job with my program with my current clinic. The moment they heard about what I was doing on the East Coast, they said, we want this on the West Coast too for our adolescent patients. I was able to talk during my interview time. And I honestly think that's one of the main reasons that I was hired into this, besides some of my experience. And I would say a lot of the time I worked as a graduate teaching assistant within the program really helped shape what I was doing, and it kind of encouraged me to enroll in the teaching certificate. I initially didn't start enrolled in the teaching certificate, but my time as a graduate teaching assistant shaped me to do that. And then, like Emily, I had a practicum at the DNP level, working with the pharmacology course, and that kind of I was able to leverage into now working in a classroom in an FNP program as well. So it really, all of my experiences really helped me set a goal for my dream job, which is both teaching and being in the clinical setting.
Perfect. So because the audience is prospective students, I kind of want to flip for a second and ask, Peter, this question is for you. What did you know about the University of Maryland School of Nursing before applying, and what was one of the reasons that you selected us?
So I was at the time I was living in Maryland and I was working for the University of Maryland, the hospital in downtown Baltimore. So being able to leverage a combination of things. I had multiple other coworkers that went to school there that had really good experiences and was able to achieve their degree on time. So that was a really good benefit that was there. And also the fact that there was a huge partnership between University of Maryland Hospital and the University of Maryland School, allowing for that tuition reimbursement that was just right. That made it very affordable. That was another really useful piece, and being able to collaborate. Sorry, that's my dogs. Being able to collaborate with some of my professors and also them also being coworkers was a very intricate dynamic, but it showed that everyone had something to offer. You wasn't just a nursing student, you were a nursing student, colleague, someone they can rely on, someone they could have assist them with their clinical trials they may have going on, patient outreach. So it was a deeper impact on some of the impact I had on my patients, my oncology patients' lives.
Oh, thank you for that, Peter. It's good to know, good to hear. And you can always come back for a certificate or coursework only if you'd like to. Just put that plug in there. So, Vicky, I'm going to ask you the same question. What did you know about some before applying? Why did you select us?
Well, way back in 2006, when I originally applied, originally at the time it had a geriatric nurse practitioner program. So I am board certified in geriatrics only. I think my class was the last almighty 4 of us of the geriatric before it went adult gero. So I really wanted that geriatric specific experience, and I lived in Baltimore at the time, and I had heard good things about, at the School of Nursing. So I got my master's from there. And I came back for my PhD because I'll be honest, the relationships I've built with my mentors and such has just been so crucial. One of my professors helped me find a job when I got my nurse practitioner, and then I've leaned on a couple others that I built relationships with just for advice along the way, and they've just been really phenomenal in helping me shape my career. So I'm very grateful for the relationships I've made when I've been at the School of Nursing. I've had some really good coaching and guidance.
Excellent. Thanks so much. So, Carrie, I'm going to pose this question to you. Do you remember your DNP interview? And if you do, could you tell us a little bit about what you did to prepare? Or what do you have to say for some of the attendees that will likely be applying to DNP programs and will need to go through the interview process? Do you have any tips or tricks for them?
This is a good one because it's been a little while since then, but I would say that the first thing walking into the School of Nursing is just it made me a little stoic, and you go in a little nervous, obviously, to any interview. But I had a lot of advice from my peers and my coworkers going into the program about what I would want to do. And you really would prepare like any other interview, honestly. You would, I put together kind of some different experiences that I had had in my nursing background that I knew would relate to and kind of show the school that I am a qualified pediatric nurse, that I had taken the effort to get some of my certifications at the time, that I was willing and eager. I also set up my resume kind of so that I knew that there were opportunities and different leadership experiences that I had from the hospital setting that would translate to leadership experiences that I could possibly do as a student. I'm trying to think of anything else. It's been a while. Anybody that I interviewed with during the time, they were all so lovely, though. I remember kind of being very nervous going in, but all of the faculty that I met with, they made it a really nice atmosphere. It was a really open and encouraging conversation. And they kind of wanted to interview me as much as I wanted to interview them, which is really lovely.
Sounds like it. Thank you so much. So Emily, I have a question for you. Um, can you share the academic experience that you had here at UMSUN that kind of stands out to you? It could be a class, one of your professors, maybe a clinical experience, one of the events you attended. Is there anything that you could tell the participants today that, of an experience that stands out to you the most?
Yeah, definitely. So as I mentioned in my last answer, my practicum experience was definitely the most memorable part of my time at the School of Nursing. It actually initially was not the practicum that I had first set up. So my first one I actually had to drop because of military obligations. And lucky enough for me, the second time around, I got something that ended up being exactly what I wanted and needed. So like I said, I was at a local community college in Maryland, actually. So I'm originally from Maryland, was recently stationed in Virginia. So going back to the University of Maryland also was just kind of an easy thing for me. And I went to this local community college, got to work with the pediatric class because I do specialize in pediatrics, and also the OB class. And the professors for those classes just really gave me a lot of autonomy. And I was also just able to connect with students in that class to help them prepare for exams. And I just really think that the University of Maryland really helped set me up for success with that practicum experience. Hopefully soon I'll be able to work in the classroom myself. And that's definitely, I would say, the best part of my time at the School of Nursing.
Thank you so much for that. So I do see we have two questions, which is a great segue because I was just going to talk about flexibility and things like that in the program, work-life balance. So I do see two questions from Aaliyah and Susan, and both are regarding the working experience alongside going to school. Where you guys can anyone could answer the question, speak to what it was like to either work part-time or not work at all or work full-time and go to school at the same time.
I can go first. I don't mind.
Okay, Peter.
I worked full-time the whole time. So my first part of when I started my master's program, I was working still on the floor in the inpatient area. There was some challenges with that because of my own personal schedule. However, University of Maryland, the school, you knew when you had class. So you never ran into a surprise of you need to show up on Tuesday from 6 to 9. You knew every other week from 6 to 9 you were meeting. So having that stability allowed for me to be able to eventually maneuver my way into the outpatient setting. And then I had a lot better of a schedule anyway. And that was probably the best transition I had during it because I was able to manage both school. I had work eight and a half hours every day. School work 8.5 hours every day. And then I knew I could dedicate 1.5, 2 hours every few days to my schoolwork to make sure it was appropriate to it. And all my assignments became on time and I never ran into issues. So there was a lot of flexibility with that. And the fact, once again, that if you work at university, you are sometimes collaborating with some of your professors on certain items, and it shows that they're no longer just a professor, but they're a person. That's a huge benefit and importance, letting you know that it's that flexible. And a lot of these professors that you work with, some of these professors are nationally known. As you move on to the greater workforce when you graduate, you'll see some of your professors presenting at symposiums and having deeper conversations with some of your own leadership that you didn't know. That I live in Massachusetts now, and yet 7 states away, there's still that strong connection that's there. And whenever I say I went to University of Maryland, right away everyone says, "Oh, Dr. Nam, she was my professor," and they will talk for a long time about her. And I'm like, "Oh, it's great." But it's just really interesting to see 7 states away, such a strong presence.
Wow, thank you so much for that, Peter. Does anyone else from the panel want to answer that question?
I can answer
Okay.
from two perspectives. When I did my master's, I was single and working so in the hospital system. So I was able to work kind of like what Peter talked about with my manager at the time and work my schedule around my class schedule, or I actually ended up working more night shifts more than anything. And so I did work pretty much full time, except when I had a really heavy caseload. There was one semester that I did go down, I think, to 30 hours a week at the hospital just to survive that. For my PhD program, I am married with a child, and I had a second child during my PhD program. And so that was part-time, was the PhD program, while I worked full-time. And so I took longer than the 4 years. I took 5 for my PhD, but it was very doable. And also I was lucky enough at the time, the job that I had was, I like the fact that Maryland, at least for my PhD program, I knew every Friday, I had all my classes on Friday. My first semester, I had all my classes on Thursday. So it makes it really easy to schedule the rest of your life to still accomplish what you want to accomplish for yourself, and then coordinate everything else around it. So I've worked the whole time.
Thank you so much for answering that. So I do want to take a moment just by looking in the Slido, and I do see the questions that you guys have submitted. A lot of them have been answered by one of the admissions representatives, and if your question has not been answered, we will make sure that we answer your question. Some of these questions are awesome questions, guys, for your breakout session. So at 6 o'clock, you will be breaking out to your specialty sessions. So things like clinical rotations, work experience, things like that are awesome questions for the specialty directors. So please hold those questions. Again, if you have any admissions related questions, I will make sure that those are answered. And I will just check the chat before we move on to see if anyone else has any questions for the panelists today. Checking the chat. So it does not look like we have any additional questions. I'll ask one of the panelists, do you guys want to leave us with any last words for prospective students that are looking to further their education here at the University of Maryland School of Nursing?
I don't mind going again.
Okay.
It University of Maryland School of Nursing places you in a better position than where you started off. The people that you meet and the connections that you make allow you to build a stronger network. And sometimes, again, you're collaborating with your professors on a professional level and also on a school level. Some of your classmates will go on to take on some high level jobs, and you still have them as a part of your network, and you can always reach out to them. They're great for any recommendations or even jobs. So never hesitate to reach out, make friends. Not, you don't have to be best friends with everyone, but be good colleagues and good classmates with each other, as a lot of us go on to achieve certain jobs where it's always good to have someone that you've been in class with for 9 months, 10 months, however long it is, and a familiar face. So there's a lot of connections that can come out of this, and also the work that you put into your degree pays off. I'm currently enrolled again in my DNP at another school because it's more local to me. However, the master's program has prepared me enough for my DNP, where all of it, this is not going to be everyone else's situation, but so far every class I've had a 100%, because I know that adhering to APA formatting is serious, and that you want to make sure that you are citing your work. And being prepared appropriately as a master's is going to help you a lot better when you go for your DNP and move forward in your career.
Thank you so much. So I just wanted to take this time to thank the panelists for taking time out of your busy schedules to join us tonight. I don't know about you guys, but if you weren't a believer before now, you should be now. So the panelists did an amazing job at, telling us what it was like to be a student here and all the awesomeness that the University of Maryland School of Nursing has. So thank you, thank you, thank you. It is much appreciated. And again, feel free to come back for that certificate, that PhD, or that DNP degree. You can always reach out to the admissions office and we'll take care of you. So I'm going to kick it back over to Nataki McDade. Nataki, are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheena, and thank you everyone on the panel. That was very insightful, and we definitely appreciate your volunteering and just coming to give back to prospective students. Once again, thank you. So now we are going to do our Applying 101 with me, Nataki McDade, the Assistant Director of Graduate Admissions in the Office of Admissions and Student Scholarships. So I'm just going to talk probably maybe about 5 minutes just about some of the admission criteria, and we can definitely talk in the breakout sessions once they start to open in a couple of minutes if you have any more in-depth questions about the admissions process. So first and foremost, just things to remember that a 3.0 cumulative undergraduate GPA would make you a competitive applicant. Doesn't necessarily mean if you do not have a 3.0 GPA that we will not consider you, but we recommend that you have at least a 3.0. All essay prompts can be found on our website under your specific program. Your essay prompt may be possibly a little bit different, or your work experience requirement may be a little bit different depending on the specialty that you may be taking a look at. And then lastly, UMSUN requires a BSN or an MSN from an ACEN, formerly NL, that's a lot of letters, NLN, CNEA, or CCNE accredited college or university, or an equivalent degree from a comparable foreign university. So for our MSN application, our requirements are as follows. We have an online application separately from like Nursing Cast or any other just online application. It is specifically for the School of Nursing. We have an application fee that is $75. We require one letter of recommendation, which is professional or academic. Official transcripts from every institution that you have ever attended. If you have to question it, please just send in the transcript. And it is not necessarily only pertaining to nursing courses or health courses. We have a 500 to 1,000 word essay, your resume, proof of your active US registered nursing license. If you are applying from out of state, you can just send in your nursing license from your current state that you are in, but we definitely recommend that you get a Maryland license by the time that you kind of like start your clinicals if you have clinicals. For our DNP, a lot of the same stuff mirrors each other. So once again, online application, the $75 application fee, 2 letters of recommendation. They can be either professional or academic. Official transcripts from every institution attended. Once again, if you have to question it, just send it in. If you're not sure, just send it in anyway. A 350 word essay, your resume, and proof of active US registered nursing license. So for deadlines, I did see this question in the chat, and they are listed here. So for our MSN, they are mostly rolling. So rolling admissions review begins in February for fall enrollment. For spring enrollment, rolling admissions review begins in September. For DNP, everything other than nurse anesthesia, the priority deadline is December 1st. If you cannot get in your application and all of the supporting documents that I just listed in the previous slides in by December 1st, that is completely fine. We usually are rolling our admission up until our classes are full. So you can always check on our application deadlines and instructions page to see what is closed, what is open, and if we're still rolling. For our DNP nurse anesthesia program, because they are separate, the deadline is September 1st. And that has passed for our next upcoming cohort for summer of 2024. So the application for nurse anesthesia will open for summer of 2025 in January. And that deadline will still be the same, September 1st. And just to put in some information about coursework only, if you want to get a head start at University of Maryland School of Nursing to fulfill credits for your personal enrichment or professional enrichment, or if you just want to see how graduate school is before you actually take that leap, you can take a maximum of 2 courses under the coursework only program. Coursework only status does not guarantee admission into a degree program. So if you're taking it as kind of like a preamble to maybe one of our DNP programs, it is helpful, but it does not guarantee your admission. For deadlines for fall, it is August 1st. For spring, it is December 1st. And for summer, it is May 1st. And here is the QR code to apply now to get to our application instructions and deadlines page. So next, I am going to hand it to Latoya McCoy so she can talk to you all about a couple of scholarships and grants.
Hi, my name is Latoya McCoy. It's a pleasure to be here with everyone. At 6 o'clock, we're going to open up the breakout rooms, but please don't leave until I'm done. I just want to say it's a pleasure to be here with you this evening. Pursuing higher education can be both an exciting and challenging journey, and my role here is to help you get through those financial challenges. Next slide, please. Every student that hopes to receive funds through the university must complete a FAFSA each year. The FAFSA submission period is October 1st through February 28th, and please take note of our school code. Next slide. Thank you. Today, I'd like to provide you with some essential information about the 3 primary scholarships that we offer here at UMSM. We'll start really quickly with Conway. Conway will cover half of your tuition and fees, half of your in-state tuition and fees. And for MSN and DNP students, you must complete a minimum of 9 credits before you're eligible. Merit scholarships, every student is automatically considered for a merit scholarship upon admittance to the school. There's no need to apply separately. So if you demonstrated outstanding academic achievement, you're already in the running for this prestigious award. In addition to these opportunities, we also have donor scholarships available. Donor scholarships are made possible through the generosity of donors who believe in the importance of education and want to support our students in achieving their goals. These scholarships are open each semester for a short period of time, so it's essential to keep an eye on our website to see what the specific restrictions and requirements are for each scholarship. I encourage each and every one of you to explore these scholarships opportunities and external scholarship opportunities as well. Next slide, please. Here are some tips that will help you navigate the scholarship application process effectively. Number 1, meet all deadlines, stay organized, and submit your scholarship applications ahead of deadlines because late applications may not be considered. Find strong recommenders. Strong recommendations can make your application stand out. So seek letters of recommendations from teachers, mentors, employers, anybody who can speak about your qualifications. Apply to all scholarships. Don't limit yourself. Apply to as many scholarships as you qualify for. Each application is a chance to secure funds for your education. Last but not least, be your own advocate. Proactively seek out scholarship opportunities, keep track of deadlines, requirements, and application status. Follow up and communicate with scholarship providers when necessary. I'm going to put my email address and my phone number in the chat. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I am here to help everyone figure out their finances.
Thank you, Latoya. So this is just some information for you to get connected if you want to follow us on social media like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all the likes. And I believe next is our Q&A session, but it is exactly 6 o'clock. So if I'm not sure if the breakout sessions already opened. So if they are, you can definitely just go into your separate rooms and you can ask whatever questions that you specifically have for your specialty director, or if you have admissions related questions, there will be an admissions representative in each of the rooms to answer any questions that you may have.